Moving from BC to Alberta? Here's what nobody really talks about. And here's what nobody really tells you. Shalane Walls, Jason Walls here with the Walls Real Estate Group. And whether you're thinking about moving in 9 days, 90 days, or a year from now, we're here for it. We're here to do the research so you don't have to. So let's just dive into it. So the idea is there. You're tossing around, maybe you've already nailed down a plan, but you are making the move from beautiful British Columbia over to beautiful Alberta. And you might be making this move for many reasons. Maybe you're tired of sky-high housing prices, expensive gas. Maybe you're feeling like you're working harder every year and not getting further ahead. Well, you're not alone. Over the last few years, Jason and I have helped families just like you, many families just like you, make that move from BC to Alberta. So you've been thinking about making that move, you're here, you're ready, you maybe have a plan dialed in, or you're still tossing up a few balls in the air, whatever it is, you're on this video for a reason. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about the things that people don't really talk about. So maybe you're thinking about moving here for the obvious reasons, because it's lower home prices, less taxes, fuel is cheaper, whatever those reasons are. They're great ones, but here in this video, I'm here to talk to you about things that nobody's really talking about, except for those obvious things, of course, that I just mentioned. So now that we've kind of discussed the obvious reasons, let's talk about the things that nobody's really talking about. Number one, money. And you know, if you know me and you know Jason, we like to keep those dollar bills in your pocket. So what I mean by your money goes way further, it really does. And I don't just mean in real estate. Everybody knows it's cheaper in Alberta for real estate. In many BC markets, $800,000 might only buy you a townhouse. Here in Central Alberta, that same budget could buy you a larger home, a triple attached garage, a brand new house, basement development. But it doesn't stop there, guys. No, I told you, we're covering it all. Many people tell us today that suddenly they have way more money every month. They have more money for family vacations, they have more money for savings, they have more money for freedom. For families, it's the first time in years they don't feel financially squeezed, because they are still having their beautiful homes, which we all want, love, and desire, but they're not having to spend that huge ticket price. So that obviously means you're keeping those dollar bills in your pocket for all the fun things. Maybe you're going to be able to put your kids in those sports that they wanted to go in. Maybe you're going to have a vacation without the kids because you can afford to give grandma and grandpa a little extra money to entice them to watch the kids. Whatever it is, you're going to feel like you have more money. Trust me, we hear it all the time. Number two, yes, the winters are different here in Alberta, maybe even different than you think. And if you have subscribed to my channel, you know I do a deep dive into the weather. But that's not what this video is about. This is just to make mention of the things that people aren't always talking about when making that move to Alberta. So yeah, let's get back to it. Winter. Everybody in BC thinks Alberta winters are unbearable. The reality, let me dive into that. Yeah, it's different. Yes, Alberta gets colder, in some places way colder, but it's often a dry cold. Many people moving from the Lower Mainland tell us they'd rather deal with -15 and sunshine than +3 and rain for months, because let's face it, it's dreary when it's raining. But here, the sun is always shining, yeah, even when it's -50 degrees. What surprises most newcomers is how much sunshine Alberta gets in the winter. Like I just mentioned, yes, it can be that cold day for weeks and weeks and weeks, but it is still sunny. And what do we need to thrive and be happy? Vitamin D. And where does that come from? The sun. Now I'm feeling like a doctor and less like a realtor. So let me move forward. You guys know I like to ramble. So let's keep going. Number three, people are friendlier than expected. This one comes up all the time, which I can't understand. Many BC families tell us they're worried about fitting in. But one of the first things that they notice is how friendly the communities are. Neighbors introduce themselves, people wave, community events are packed, sports are packed. There's so much volunteering within the schools, the churches, the clubs, local organizations, and it's so easy for new people coming into their community to make friends. So yes, We are friendly here in Central Alberta. Just look at this smile. Just kidding. Let's keep on going. But back to people being friendly, especially in smaller communities where there's less people. Everybody likes to hang out together. Everybody relies on each other. You know that saying, it takes a village to raise kids? Well, here in Central Alberta, we all are helping. Trust me, we have 5 kids, so I've been having to shuffle kids around for a lot of years. Parents are always willing to carpool or pick up one kid while you have to drive another, have a play date, have a sleeper, or maybe you've got 2 kids home that are sick and one needs to get to school. It is endless the amount of support that people in Central Alberta are willing to give one another. Trust me, come here, check it out. You'll have more friends and you know what to do, and your social media, your Facebook will be blown up with new friends. Wouldn't that be fun? Number 4. You may need to drive more. Yes, we don't really talk about that enough. Many Alberta communities are designed around having to drive. Public transportation exists, but not in every community. It's not like in Vancouver or parts of the Lower Mainland. We typically need a vehicle to rely on to get around here. And also because we're so widespread out. For example, if your kids are in hockey, you're going to be driving around from town to town to town to town. So this is something that you need to think about. Do you have a car? Do you have a truck? Do you have a license? Is that something that you're prepared to have an expense on? Is that something that you're prepared to rely on? The upside, you probably already know what I'm going to say. The traffic is way better. We don't have nearly the amount of people as you do out in BC, especially in Vancouver, especially compared to here in Central Alberta. A 20-minute commute is considered long here, but it could get you so many places. So if you live here in Central Alberta, I just did a video on top 5 communities around Red Deer within a 20-minute commute, 30-minute commute. So you might want to go check that out. But for instance, if you need to work in Red Deer, like one of the Central Alberta's hubs, but you don't want to live with 110,000 people, you don't have to. You can have a short commute, whether it be 8 minutes, whether it be 30 minutes, whether it be 40 minutes, your options are endless. Many people are shocked by how quickly you can get across town or get across the city. Like I said, Jason and I have 5 kids, and sometimes they were in 3 different schools at 3 different parts of the city. So I was doing a loop, and yes, I could get them all on time because heaven forbid you have a child waiting for you at school when we know all they want to do is get home. So let's keep going. I'm going to stop rambling because I know you got better things to do than listen to me tell stories about me and my 5 kids. Number 5, Alberta is not just about oil and gas. One of the biggest misconceptions I would say we hear from BC residents is that Alberta is only about oil and gas. That may have been true decades ago, but today Alberta is growing industries in healthcare, technology, agriculture, construction, education, manufacturing, renewable energy, and transportation. As a matter of fact, I have another video that talks about all of this, and that is why Alberta is growing, is why people are coming to this province, because of all of these industries that are experiencing growth. We need bodies. We need to fill the positions, or like they say, we need cheeks in the seats, people. So come on over to Alberta. We just had a major announcement that Red Deer is going to build a huge health training facility. That means that we are going to be busy. That means that they have done the research. They know that with the expansion, yes, I said it, the expansion of the hospital, we are going to need to train our students. We are going to need to train these people to work there. So that is another thing that people aren't talking about. So what do I mean by all this? I mean, many people moving here are moving here for diversity and the opportunities. So that is one huge thing. So we don't always make mention of it, but I feel that it is huge. That is a very important thing that we want to talk about. Let's talk about number 6. Insurance can be higher. Here's what the catch is, and I don't want you to be put off guard. While housing costs are often lower, insurance can sometimes higher depending on your situation. Vehicle insurance, home insurance, utilities vary from community to provider. It's important to budget for these differences before making a decision and before deciding on an area. And you know me, I always like to put my positive spin on things. So I just want to say, They're not outrageous. They're not something you can't afford. But like I did say, they do vary from place to place. So you want to make sure that you live somewhere that these expenses fit within your budget. Number 7, you'll probably spend more time outdoors. Something a lot of people from BC tell us are they actually spend more time outside after moving to Alberta. With the sunshine, the endless trails, campgrounds, golfing, nearby mountains, outdoor recreation becomes a part of their everyday life and lifestyle. And because you're often spending less on housing, many families have more money to be able to do and enjoy other activities. Sounds fun? It sure is. Number 8, the pace of life is different here. This might be the biggest surprise of all. Life feels less rushed, they say. Businesses are busy, but many families still tell us they finally feel like they have balance. They finally feel like they can slow down. They finally feel like they can go outside and do those fun activities that they weren't able to do before. Less commuting, less financial stress, more family time. Who doesn't want more family time? More freedom. Yes, please, sign me up. Nobody wants to be working all day and still end up at the day without any money to do anything with our kids, families, or friends. That's one of the biggest reasons people stay after making the move. Again, so whether you're thinking about moving in 9 days, 90 days, or a year from now, what nobody really tells you, it's about changing your lifestyle. It's about creating opportunities that may not have been possible before. It's about having room to breathe financially, having those dollar bills in your pocket and spending them if you want to, but saving them if you want to as well. It's about giving your kids a backyard, and a big backyard if you want. It's about buying back your time. And for many families that we've helped, it's been worth more than the savings on a house or a mortgage. It's about that time. Time is priceless, and they love having more time to spend with the people that they like and love. If you're thinking about moving to Alberta from BC and you'd like to know what your budget could buy you here in Central Alberta, we would love to help you out. We would love to take a deep dive into that. If you have questions about this video, if you have more questions about moving to Central Alberta, you know what you need to do. Like, subscribe, give me a call, give me a text, give me an email. Jason and I will be here to help you. Jason Walls with the Walls Real Estate Group.